X-ray beats.
So step number one tonight is to degrease and clean the floor. I'm just using this deep clean product to clean the cement initially, along with this really stiff bristle brush. I'd like to film the setup and build of this space. Immediately I'm going to be painting the floor in here tonight. The reason why I'm so sweaty was washing the floor down, getting it ready to etch tomorrow night. I'm going to build an office in this gap here. And I want to film that and bring you guys along as we do that. And I've got some really cool ideas to build like an IKEA style workshop with maximum use of space. And I'd really like to do that to show you guys how you can set up a functional workshop at home, considering this is not much bigger than a 4-car garage. This is night 4 for me, preparing to paint the floor in the new shop. Tonight I have been gap filling some of the cracks. I noticed when I was washing the floor that air was coming up through the cracks, so just to prevent moisture coming up if we have some heavy rains. So I have already degreased and acid etched the floor twice. The first time I used a water-soluble acid, and in my opinion it did not do a good enough job. I have also been gap filling along the walls. Here I've just run out of gap filler, but I'll be able to finish that off tomorrow. Right now it's time to vacuum. Then I'll go around and spot check and make sure that the floor is clean enough. So I didn't really want to make a how to paint your garage floor tutorial. There are tons of those on the internet already. So what I noticed just then while I was vacuuming was, so I've got some swirls here from where I pressure cleaned the concrete with a concrete attachment, and also this band, I don't know if you can see that well enough, this band here. I was actually really mindful not to flood my neighbours. So out here I have a neighbour here and a neighbour here. I did not want to flood them while I was cleaning the concrete. So I actually left a good gap there and was pretty light with the pressure cleaner along there. So what I'm actually going to do, which is going to delay the painting by a day, but I'd rather do it properly, is come in with a pole sander and just sand these cracks that I've filled, and go ahead and just sand those spots by hand that have a little bit of residue from when I acid etched the floor. It's probably good enough, but my friend Shane used to ask me if it was him, would I make him redo it? And I often think of that when I'm doing things like this, and the answer is yes. Shane, if you were doing this and it was looking like this, I would make you redo it. So I'm going to come in tomorrow and do that. If the humidity is in my favour, I'll be painting this floor and we'll have this shop ready to move in by next week, and I can't wait for that. Completely finished with the prep. I was about to start painting, but it's 7 o'clock at night, so I might go home for now and we'll paint this shed tomorrow. This is why I took the time to gap fill. This little guy literally just walked in where I haven't filled. I'm going to foam fill these gaps. It's more so to keep the dust out rather than the bugs out. This side of me, I know for sure they do woodworking in there, so I was trying to keep this shed as clean as I can. Finally happening. Moving out of this space, and my god, you guys, look at how much stuff I have. So when I moved from Adelaide to this place in the Gold Coast, I went from 180 square meters to this shop of 110 square meters, and that was like the greatest thing I'd ever done, to condense the space that I was actually working in. And now I'm moving from 110 squares or 140 squares with the office space to 55 square meters, including the bathroom. I saw a comment in the previous video saying that it's a downgrade, but I'd absolutely argue that it's not. For one person working in one space, the smaller that the space is, I think the more productive that you are. So my experience with having multiple projects on the go at once is you just can't dedicate 100% of your effort. I've mentioned this in a previous video. So I am actually really, really excited to move into a tiny little space again. So now that the painting of the floor in the new space is complete, the daunting, at least daunting to me, task is sorting and moving this stuff. So I ended up removing the seat from the cube to try and fit everything in. Sealing the floor is complete. I did put a texture in it, and you can see it there, the texture's a little bit patchy. It has improved over the last couple of days, and I'm sure once I walk on it a bit, it'll get a bit better. But started moving stuff in. Give you guys a quick spin around. So I've got rid of all these benches. I've dismantled all the powder coating stuff and taken all those racks out of here, and dismantled the welding bay and taken all those rackings over to the new shop. It's still a mess, but it's going to get worse before it gets better. That's 2 loads, so all that racking, 2 of those, I don't know if you can see one here, 2 of those massive bench tops, all moved inside the cube. Really remarkable. I'm going to take this last load over to the new shop, unload, go home and have some dinner. So as always, thank you guys so much for spending this time with me. I truly appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.